Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Chakodash. Welcome to another live lesson. This is a part two to a various topics dated February 17th, 2024, the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. I just finished listening to a little bit more of this video, and um, Captain Desariac once again went off, and doesn't understand the scriptures. He's talking about, that people don't understand certain things. I forget exactly how he worded it, but he doesn't understand what he's talking about. Because somebody put a comment on the comment board, which I'm going to let you hear it, and then we're going to address that. So I'm going to just I'm going to play it, let you hear what he says, so he don't say that we put words in his mouth, and then, we'll give you the understanding of that. Here we go.
You can definitely hit the join so that they can hear you. Thank you, Akar Yahweh. The priest make the showbread every morning. The priest is cooking every morning. Y'all gotta stop, man. Okay, we got gifted.
All right, so you heard him. The priests make the showbread every morning. They're cooking every morning, and he's correct about that. We go to 1 Chronicles 9:31. And Mattathiah, one of the Levites, who was the firstborn of Shalom, the Korahite, had the set office over the things that were made in the pans, because he was one of the main cooks, and over that whole thing, because you had like a whole cooking regiment that went on with the priests, and how they had to prepare everything. So he was over that whole office. And other of their brethren of the sons of the Kohathites were over the showbread to prepare it every Sabbath. So they had to cook it every Sabbath. And that is true. You have the book of Numbers 28:9. And on the Sabbath day, 2 lambs of the first year without spot, and 2/10 deals of flour for a meat offering mingled with oil, and the drink offering thereof. This is the burnt offering of every Sabbath, beside the continual burnt offerings and his drink offering. So yes, the priests, they did cook on the Sabbath. Why? Because this was an ordinance that was given to them by the Most High. So let's get some context into that. When we go to Matthew chapter 12:1, this is Yahushua speaking, Sabbath questions. At that time, Yahushua went on the Sabbath day through the corn, and his disciples were hungered and began to pluck the ears of corn and to eat. But when the Pharisees saw it, they said unto him, Behold, thy disciples do that which is not lawful to do upon the Sabbath day. But he said unto them, Have you not read what David did when he was an hungered, and they that were with him, how he entered into the house of the Most High and did eat the shewbread, which was not lawful for him to eat, neither for them which were with him, but only for the priests? Here goes the point. Or have you not read in the law, which we just did, how that on the Sabbath days, the priests, in the temple, profane the Sabbath and are blameless? Why? How did they profane the Sabbath? Because they cooked. But they were blameless. Why? Because that was an ordinance that was given to them. But for the rest of Israel, they're not supposed to cook on the Sabbath. The priests were given an order to do this. To make the showbread, to sacrifice the burnt offerings. So they had to have a fire burnt for that. But they profaned the Sabbath and were blameless because the Most High told them that they had to keep these ordinances. But for the rest of Israel, they were supposed to rest and not cook on the Sabbath. See? So you have to get understanding with what you read. You have to get the understanding. And I don't know what's going on. I keep saying, I don't know what's going on with these groups. They're waxing worse and worse, as the Apostle Paul said. They're waxing worse and worse. But the point is, you're not supposed to cook on the Sabbath. And then he had the nerve to, make that face like, see, I told you. Yeah, the priests, they cooked the shewbread. They cooked, they burnt the burnt offerings and all that, because it was an ordinance for them to do it every day. But Yahushua said that the priests, they on the Sabbath, they profane the Sabbath, but they are blameless. because the Lord made it so. But anybody else that's cooking on the Sabbath is not blameless. Point blank. Now, if you're stuck in a storm, you know, and there's nowhere, you can't go anywhere to get anything, there's nothing there, and all you have is stuff to cook, you know, you got to do what you got to do to survive. But at the end of the day, you're not supposed to cook on a Sabbath, period. All right? And this scripture right here cuts them, you know. Yes, the priests did cook, they made the showbread, and they did the burnt offerings, but it was an ordinance to them. But they profaned the Sabbath, but were blameless because the Lord, the Most High Yahweh, granted them or told them to do it that way. Okay? So that's pretty much it. That's all I want to say on that. So with that, I pray that your brothers and sisters have been edified. To the next time I say Shalom.